Okay, so today I have a little show and tell for you guys. I have these little marketing pieces. I use them just to give to people one at a time. It's basically an overall technology and law set of business activities that I've put together over the last few years. I'm trying to smooth up the presentation. This is just my personal set of YouTube videos that I make, but um, I started Sentinel Trust, and we made our marquee website, doccompletionforms.com. I have these little cool stickers. We're finishing up. We're actually we were a slow start at finishing up the full MVP. It's taken me 6 years since we started to get the automatic document selection and completion utility together. We're finishing that right now. Um, it's awesome. We had it manual at first, where you just kind of click what data that someone put into a contact form and where it would go into the blanks in a PDF. And that's not the full utility that people really want. It's going to be automatic. You're going to get the documents back right away when you fill out a contact form. And you are either going to give them to someone and they're just going to use them, or they're going to come to you and then you're going to send them to them if you are something like a legal document assistant who can fill out and complete and at the specific direction of a client legal forms and file them. So just depends on what your use is, if it's complete expert law system for the person themselves or for you as a professional to cut down on your time. So there's other business uses. Any type of internal business document that you need that's in PDF form, or just starting with PDF because it's the way California Judicial Council forms are made. This is made out of the law industry. I went through paralegal training. My first little business entity I started after Sentinel Trust to do paralegal work is Apex Law Service. So everybody says, hey, ALS is a disease. Well, it's also a business. That's not really the marketing piece that I use all the time. I made a DBA, Praxis Professional. This is the thing I kind of go with the most. So, what we're doing is working on helping private investigators to do their technology research and their law research, and then do law research for attorneys. So, the private investigators do their rescues of runaway kids who are being victimized by sex traffickers. Families know that their kids have taken up with some people who are just kind of a bad crowd, and then they kind of disappear. Local police don't really have all the resources, and nobody knows where they go. So it becomes a thing where it's not quite a manhunt like you would think from our law enforcement for kidnapping. There's resources, there's channels, but there's more things a private investigator can do. So there's generally it's motivated by our evangelical, conservative, fervent Christian purpose of wanting to seek and to save people who are in bad situations. They're lost somewhere. Um, these groups are Christian, the rescue groups, and they find donations, nonprofit donations, so they can pay for the work it takes to find kids. So they go and they rescue them. And I've now worked with a few different people who are marquee people in parts of these different nonprofits. A guy I did Young Life with in college trains law enforcement officers as part of the International Justice Mission. He was 22, 3, 4 year detective in a few different police organizations, a local city police detective in California, and then another state's attorney general's investigator for a fraud category of fraud, a fraud investigator. So, he works with law enforcement agencies, and um, he and the organization he works with are really great contacts and resources. They, being the organization, have said that we can do work for them when we put together enough people at the same time. Usually have a few people working on some stuff. Contractors, either technology or paralegal contractors. Finding pro bono attorneys has proved to be the more difficult thing over the last couple of years, but we're getting going. One of the big elements of everything, though, is kind of preventative and diversionary projects to help at-risk youth, and that's one of the things that I did when I was a Young Life area director. This little website talks about it, allinservice.org. There's another sticker too. It's about helping kids on juvenile probation. Well, a lot of these kids have little drinking and drug problems. They pick up with the wrong crowd, and sometimes they can get. I mean, this is exactly what we're talking about in the first place. When kids go missing, not every kid is on juvenile probation, though, but it is just a group that your church can sponsor a project, do a project. I mean, it's your own church's project, um, helping doing community service and signing off on hours and inviting kids and their families to church. That's the thing that can really be. You don't know what heartaches you save people from. So, um, that's really it. For me, it's law and technology, and I've put it together with my youth ministry activities over the years. It's taken me about, well, it's taken me 10 years since leaving the ministry and going through paralegal training to over the last 6 years morph my initial legal document assistance and process serving and small claims enforcement of judgment legal document assistance led me to buying judgments and then doing my own investigations on asset location. So the difficulty of asset location just led me to researching more about private investigation and open source intelligence. And that's what, while doing that, I started to discover these rescue missions. We, here's the first way I represented Praxis Professional was just about doing pro bono contract paralegal work. So, and that is what we can do. We can do work for people who need help in all these different situations. I mean, it's not just runaway kids or just kids on juvenile probation and churches. There's just different things. People are at risk for just getting, I don't know what you call it, just buried by life and then being victimized by different people. Um, I help professionals to do this little blogging thing. This is part of docupletionforums.com. If you make a video, I can take the transcript and turn it into a nice blog. And then I send the blog transcript to my friend who does SEO. He has a group of guys who do SEO in the Philippines. They went to the University of Cebu. I really like these guys. I want to open a virtual assistant office in Cebu City. The rent's good. People work for a reasonable price. And knowing these guys, I'm making better inroads. So working with me here, you have a much better time of always knowing what's going on with your files. I think the Philippines is a country where they have family conglomerates and they have a lot of family culture. They have resisted different larger political and religious specifically they've resisted China, and I have nothing against the Catholic Church, but historically they resisted the Catholic Church as a culture a lot. And I think part of that independence makes them very good and take a lot of pride in their work as a culture. So it's easier to find more quality work over there done by people who are virtual assistants. I think other cultures are a little more difficult. I've had a lot of success with people in India doing software work. People in Canada. I have a guy in Canada from Sri Lanka. I work with a lady who's my core programmer in New York, and I have a contact in Pakistan who helps me with certain things. I've just kind of through my use of the internet made contacts with different people around the globe, and they're very upright and proper business person and moral ethical um, community person. Everybody I've connected with has these different interests that we've been able to stay on task about our technology, but we've talked about social issues. And that's a thing, a spreading network around the globe to work with different private investigator groups and aftercare and legal research groups for for and with other non-governmental organizations to help kids. For me, I, technology is just a part of our modern life. So my technology has always taken a little bit of a turn into um, philanthropic work. I guess that's the best word for it. Um, and then always, you know, always, I don't talk about it all that much anymore, but I've been starting to talk about it more. You ready? Bam. Skatethroughlife.com. It is currently the same website as this. A couple of my friends and I are talking about making some ramps. So for me, I could give this all one name, but what I do is I make sort of, they have umbrella brand umbrellas when people work on branding their entity. I have several little business trusts, an LLC, a DBA, and a nonprofit to do these types of work, to get these types of licenses that I've pulled together. Um, but it's a house of brands on the front face. Like we have Praxis, we have our blogging, we have just our universal pro bono work. I have some skateboard stuff going on. You know, I have a comedy law school recruiting tool that we're developing into a place for law students to put up examples of their handwritten, like not always very excellent law school briefs. You ready for this? This is this is right on the border of the edge of church humor. So I don't know. I think it's good. But you ready? Bam. Can you see it? Can't see it. Can you see what it says? Shittybriefs.com. I made this with an AI. It's my favorite little joke. But any way to use humor to get people in who want to do a little bit of volunteer work and help. Our idea is to help you with these two things in your professional life, blogging and our technology that helps you complete documents, so that you can help us, with our pro bono work and help us to network and build skateboard parks and skateboard ramps, just cement skate ramps that we deliver to cities, independent, movable ramps. So that's it. That's my little video for the day. You guys get the good stuff before this thing blows up big, and we're the biggest national house of brands, international house of brands you've ever seen in the technology and law and NGO sphere, and the skateboarding philanthropy sphere. You get this good, raw, uncut stuff. And then to end, this is what I'm going to do with my new lawyer video. It's going to be a comedy recruiting video to recruit lawyers. I have to get into the persona. This is Skeletor persona. I'm so smart. I have all these people I use around the globe. They make docupution forms. It's my type of intelligence. Helps you with your work because you're so dumb. You're lawyer dumb, which is very smart yet very dumb because you pay me money for software every month because you can't figure out how to do it. Anyways, it's not coming together as well as it was in the mirror when I was coming up with it. So I love these like low budget productions, don't you?